The overwhelming support in the last video is greatly appreciated. It is also amazing with how well it did. So if you enjoy, please like and subscribe so I can get the content creator role on the Veilbound Discord. Now getting into the combat, one thing that is extremely exciting about Veilbound is that the mobility is going to be worked into the combat, right? So, like I'm going to use Deep Oak as an example. It's like Deep Oaken, right? You have some talents, like I think it's called Flame Walker, where like when you slide, you leave behind flames of trail, or trails of flame when you slide during while Flame Emperor is active, or the Halo. Flame Warden, that's what it's called. And you leave flames behind you, right? But realistically, who's going to be sliding that much in combat unless you're something like Silent Heart with Ankle Cutter, right? Now, another big thing is that majority of games now don't really work mobility in the combat at all, right? Like, Type Soul, I guess you could say, Flash Step is worked into mobility because it's the main part of the game. Well, that's the problem, though. It's the main part of the game. It's so major that it doesn't really feel like mobility. It feels like more of a dodge mechanic, right? Which I guess you could call mobility, but that's still like mainly combat, right? Now Veilbound, as you can see in this clip, he dumps off a wall and dashes towards his opponent to hit him quicker, right? Now you see this in some Battleground games, but like a proper game when it's done right would be really interesting. Especially if it's done really well and really smoothly, right? Now, a big thing that I'm personally curious about is how they're going to end up doing the parrying, right? Is it going to be closer to Type Soul, where you're going to have to get used to everything and then predict parry to the best of your ability? Or is it going to be like Deep Woken, which I think they should go that route so combat feels more smooth, because Deep Woken has the best combat on the platform right now, where they add extra parry frames and make it last a little bit longer, to make it more feel like it's better. Well, I mean, I call Type Soul react parrying. Type Soul has prediction parrying, Deep Oaken has react parrying. It'd be cooler if they went more towards a react parrying stance where they added more parry frames, right? Because I can't really show it, but like if there's a teleporting move, for example, right? In Type Soul, you're not parrying no teleport move, okay? I'm gonna be for real. Unless you're like great at the game or you no life the game, there's a pretty good chance you're not gonna parry a teleporting move. Deep Woken, they have teleporting moves, but the audio cues are really nice, really loud, and really easy to get to, right? Now, if Veilbound has teleporting moves that are bigger like Type Soul, but they keep the audio cues loud like Deep Woken, that might be a good way to balance it out. Plus, with the ability to dodge it mid-air, so like let's say you're dashing mid-air, right? And that's at the point where you have parry frames, and then someone tries to teleport to you. They still get the teleport over to you, but ultimately they don't land the hit, right? And now another interesting thing with this most recent leak is that the auras, right? You see a lot of blue, you see a lot of yellow, and then you see that circle on your character. My guess is that the blue aura, no idea, right? Honestly, I don't have a guess for that. The yellow aura seems more of like a mantra or magic move type thing. Yeah, and then you got after the auras, you have the parry VFX, which the parry VFX are absolutely beautiful. At least in my opinion, I think the parry VFX are absolutely amazing. Like, they're like eye candy for me. Another thing too is the type of weapon varieties we might have. One thing I've never seen in games like this is like a lance, right? Like a full-on like knight's lance. So seeing a lance somehow worked into something with heavy mobility and a lot of movement might be really interesting. Plus, with their weird stat names, because they have stuff like Constitution, Clarity, and Weight. Now, that's really interesting. It kind of reminds me of Dark Souls. But Weight in Dark Souls is more of a thing that'll slow down your roll. So I wonder how Weight will work, right? Like, you take up more stamina, but since you have more weight, you have more power behind your moves since you're pushing a lot more weight towards the opponent or something like that. Something like that would be cool because you're doing more damage the more weight you have, but you can still go and use mobility as a backup if you're not doing enough. Another thing that I want to talk about is the fact that this game might incorporate blood. Now, now I'm in the Discord, and I was talking to someone about it in VC, and basically they were talking about how if someone tries running away and they do make it away, that there could be a talent or something you could eventually unlock or permanently unlock, which could highlight their blood. And like the lower you are, you're constantly leaking blood until you heal up, right? So as your opponent runs away, they're leaking blood, and like if you're in a dark area, we can say that you can see the blood clear or like glows, at least on your screen, like a client-sided thing. And then that could be a really interesting idea in case running does become a problem, right? Because in this clip here, you can see him dropping blood every time he's hit. And the back to mobility, man, it's just beautiful to see him jump off the walls at each other. I think that's intricate and really interesting. It makes me extremely excited for what this game will turn into. But I won't keep it 8 minutes this time, so I'll end it around here. This is more of a quicker yap session because like I said, I'm still trying to learn how to yap. I know I had some people in the last games like, this is just a Roblox game, or your opinion sucks, Exhibit, buddy. I don't care. Anyway, if you enjoyed and want to see more in the future, a subscribe would be helpful, or a like. More subscribers I have, of course I get to the Veilbound content creator role. Hopefully this quicker video was a lot better than the longer one. Have a good night.